You're watching the Fox 5 Morning News at 9.
All right, she has made a career out of performing crazy experiments, would you call it?
Exciting.
Fun, exciting experiments. So who better to celebrate National STEM Day with our favorite myth buster, Kari Byron's in the house. Hi, Kari, how are you?
Oh, clapping, I like that.
Oh yeah, there's clapping. I mean, it's the two people, but it counts for more than that. You know, our buddy Jesus, who handles cameras, comes out and he was starstruck.
Aw.
Just a shout out to him.
He
went like this. He went, oh. Just like that, right, Kari? That's kind of what it looked like. Take me. I mean, what do you have a favorite moment on Mythbusters? There's so many.
There's so many. I mean, it was a really big part of my life.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily a favorite moment, but the culmination of all of the moments that created this indelible mark on pop culture that showed how exciting and fun science could be.
I used to watch this show called Mr. Wizard's World.
Yes.
Did you watch? Oh my God, I love that thing. I would try it, and then I went in class in middle school, and I would do some of the experiments, and they thought I was great. I was like, I was just watching Mr. Wizard's World.
Because you can get your hands dirty. That's what
Yes.
makes science really fun, is when you can actually experience and treat it like art.
It's great. It's great. Where do the ideas? People always ask, like, the ideas to do all the things you guys did on that show. Where do they come from? Do you guys like actually sit in a boardroom and say, what about this? What about that?
Well, I mean, back then we were just taking things that were relevant to the time.
Sure.
And that's kind of what I continued doing with the rest of my career, because people are really interested in things that are relevant and relatable.
Yeah.
And back then it was myths. Now, I think things have gotten a little more serious. And so I've started this streaming platform with my co-founder, Jenny Buccos, called EXPLR.
Yeah.
And we make real, relatable content in short format for kids that's digital storytelling that can be used in the classroom with relevant content.
That's awesome, because I wanted to ask you about how to get kids excited about science and all this stuff. It seems like sometimes they are, and sometimes the ones who are drawn to it, that's no problem. They're just drawn to that. But how do we get more kids involved? This is going to help, right? Because you get the age and you get what they're interested in, and you combine all the stuff into one thing.
Well, kids are inherently curious, so you really just have to show how it impacts their life. So what EXPLR is doing with the National STEM Challenge is we are creating a nationwide challenge for kids 6th through 12th grade to submit projects that will create a positive impact in their world or for the people around them, their community. These are science fair style projects, and if they go to nationalstemchallenge.com,
it's the science fair.
It's the science fair, but it's bigger. It's reimagined with more accessibility, because we're trying to not just reach those genius kids that always raise their hand, but teachers, educators, parents, they know where those kids are that are creative. And they can actually come up with solutions to real world problems that we really need. So EXPLR decided to do this with the Department of Education, because kids who are chosen from every single state as champions from submitting these projects will be flown to DC, expenses paid, for the National STEM Festival presented by the Department of Education.
You got to love that. So this National STEM Challenge, what kind of different categories are we looking for here?
Okay, so these are all things that kids are already talking about. They're already interested in, like tech for good, future of food, powering the planet, environmental stewardship, space innovation, health and medicine. So anything that you can do that will make the world a better place. And the thing is, these science projects that they do, the STEM projects, they don't have to be for science fairs that they're in this year. It can be a project you did last year that maybe you know a kid that didn't get recognized for what they were doing, and this is how they can be recognized. Deadline's approaching, so get those kids now.
I was going to ask you, just to make sure, you said grades 6 through 12, so that's kind of the age group, and the deadline is when?
Well, we just extended it because Veterans Day and voting. We extended it to the 15th, which is Wednesday at 9 p.m.
It's like my science project growing up. I wait till the last minute. Don't wait till the last minute.
Well, it's really easy. It's free, and there's templates for you to upload your science project. And honestly, I got to tell you, so I got this East Coast, West Coast thing going with my partner who's living in New York. California is lagging in submissions behind New York. behind Pennsylvania, behind Mississippi.
We can't have that.
I know. We are the home of
we have more people here.
Silicon Valley. I mean, the LA is just full of genius.
I tell you, aren't you fascinated? I always, we do this on the news. There's a kid doing a science project. She is in high school and they do this and they do that. They're solving, like, they're trying to get solutions for like cancer things, and they're like in high school, these kids. It's amazing the talent and just the skills that these kids have. And then when you combine it with what you're doing, that's what it's all about, right?
I mean, I feel like it's, when you're young, you have this boundless creativity that you don't think, I can't. You think, well, how can I do this, and work backwards? It's just engineering at its best level.
And it's boys and girls, everybody, all at once. I mean, it's better than it's ever been in terms of that.
Innovators of tomorrow.
Listen, you had a big part. You encouraged so many people because of what you did. So we thank you, Kari Byron. Continued success. Thanks for doing all the great work with EXPLR and everything else with our kids. We appreciate it. By the way, all the information we did post at fox5sandiego.com. Click that Scene on tab. Thank you, Kari. Pleasure meeting you.
Thank you.
All right, keep it here. We'll be right back.